Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another video. And fortunately, I'm feeling a lot better today, and we've got tons to talk about. As always, the last 24 hours has been crazy in crypto. We've got some big XRP news, which I'll get into just after the main macro news. First off, and then obviously some TA to finish, because some things have changed in the TA, and I want to talk to you guys about that. First off, Donald Trump says that he's done a deal with China. You can read the specifics here. Whatever you want to believe about the tariffs, whatever, it's about rare earths. This is, in my opinion, it's about AI, and that's the future, in my opinion. And I'm sure there'll be a lot more details around these tariffs to come. And then he's also then came out yesterday and said reciprocal tariffs are going on everyone by the 9th of July. He only really wanted to sort the deal out with China, in my opinion. The rest of it's a lot of not a lot. Okay, so that's happened. Get that scrubbed because you don't know all the details yet. We just know what Trump said. Next, Iran and bloody Israel going at it again with threats of nuclear war or threats of Israel attacking nuclear sites in Iran. I'm hoping this is just for negotiation purposes with Trump. I don't know if it will be. It seems pretty on edge right now. However, I'm not going to fall for the same trick twice as we did back at the start of last year when everyone was worried about it. We had a flush out in the markets and then markets seemed to rally no matter what happened and the situation got sorted. Now, does that mean this time will be the same or different? No, we don't know, but I'm going to play the same playbook as if it were this time last year. And if we get if we get this sort of escalation, and we get a flush, it'll be used as an opportunity to buy, as I would normally, and that could be the narrative that brings us down to the liquidity pools that we've talked about. Okay, that's all done. Now let's get on to some exciting crypto stuff. First off, let's talk about this. I think this is massively exciting. Vivo Power have officially announced commit $100 million of XRP to work on Flare networks to earn yield. This is massive from Vivo Power, so they're going to commit $100 million of XRP to Flare. It means that Flare obviously will have $100 million of XRP in the ecosystem to be able to use to grow their ecosystem. Vivo Power said that in the future they're going to continue to grow with the XRPL community, XRP ledger and the communities, and support the ecosystem on the XRPL. So that'd be fantastic. Very exciting announcement yesterday. Realistically, has it made the Flare price move? Not really, but it's definitely not negative. Flare price has been slowly grinding up, and I think we've got F assets to come. I haven't seen the announcement for that yet, but they are on the way. Excuse me. We also saw yesterday, Ondo said that they're bridging their real-world assets to the XRP ledger, and they're launching their US Treasury fund, OUSG, and it's now live on the XRPL, with seamless minting and redemption via Ripple stablecoin RLUSD. Very exciting as well, if you ask me. Definitely would be having a look at that, and I will be if and when I come to take some profits from my XRP portfolio. Now I'm just checking to make sure my desktop audio is on. 1 second, because I'm playing a clip to you from. Going to play it from the PC right now because this was another exciting quote. This is Brad Gardenhouse, obviously. Have a listen to what this guy's got to say.
It's 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
So, I mean,
It's for a dumb reason.
Swift today, there's two ways to think about Swift. There's the messaging, and there's liquidity. And liquidity is owned by the banks. I think less about the messaging and more about liquidity. Because if you're driving all the liquidity, that's good for XRP. Anyway, so I'll say 5 years, 14%. In 5 years.
5 years.
In 5 years, Brad thinks XRP will have 14% of Swift's network. Now, you can do your own personal speculations on price, but probably significantly higher. Currently, as I always argue, that we don't have any real utility in the crypto space. It's all speculation on what's going to come in the future. And that is also speculation on the future, obviously. But that would be significantly... I don't even know what to say, to be honest. Like, nice to hear it from the horse's mouth. Like, Brad obviously often doesn't say things like that, no matter who you are. If you watch my channel, if you watch Brad Gardenhouse speak, he never really says anything speculative. He's quite reserved in his comments. So to say 14% in 5 years of Swift could be extremely exciting. So I'll leave that there as well. I'll leave you to speculate and enjoy that one. So now looking at some TA, what have we got? I said something could change, and this is what has changed. We're looking at Bitcoin here. This is the hourly liquidity chart. On the hourly, Bitcoin's liquidity above us has now massively engulfed what was below. What we did have was this area here was more dense than above, and I've been calling for a double tap of the lows. But now we've seen to got more people coming in short above us, making me feel like the price could squeeze higher. That's essentially what I'm thinking. Or at least at some point that the price is going to go there in the short term. And if we take us to the daily, nothing's really changed on the daily. Above us, liquidity is building. Significant liquidity building. As soon as we start to get this squeeze above recent highs, probably squeezing up all the way to like 130, based on what's happened historically, is what we've been discussing for a long, long time. The liquidity here now is more dense than it was back there. And that hasn't been the case up until literally now. So eyes on that, guys, as soon as we start squeezing this area. Another thing to note is the liquidity below is like 66k is starting to close. So these people in long positions here are starting to close this liquidity. And this is also normally a sign to say, okay, we're ready to squeeze up to the next level. Unfortunately, with XRP and ETH, it is a little bit different still. Let's take us down to the lower time frames. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'll take us down to these lower time frames for you to show you what I'm seeing. If it works. Okay, it's not working. It's literally mugging me off. Okay, ETH first. ETH, we have touched into our liquidity pools. There it's loading, yeah, it's loading now. Started to take the liquidity above us, but yet there is still deep liquidity below us. If we get this narrative out of the Israel-Iran thing, then could we see like a quick flush down into these areas, take that liquidity, and then up we go, potentially? I'm obviously not calling for that. The last thing I want to see is another war or anything like that, guys. So I'm only talk about things from a financial perspective on this channel. Even if I've got an opinion, I just don't want to share it because I know people sit on both sides of the aisle. And that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not here to be to do anything to do with politics at the minute. Just here to talk about crypto. Again, below us on XRP, deep liquidity. So I have to say that it is still likely that we come down and take this area. With that being said, above us, we are starting to get more liquidity build on the hourly time frame. If we do come down and sweep below, this will get significantly denser above us as people jump on shorts and price comes down. So that is something else to watch, okay, guys? Now, let's have a look at Velo. Velo is very interesting. For ETH is what I keep saying to you guys. ETH open interest, all-time highs. It looks like an extremely interesting chart. We've been showing you this like parallel channel as well. Let me show you that. If I can just get my parallel channel open. We've been showing you this parallel channel. What I basically can see forming is there's a range here. And we're still holding above that range. We've broken out. We're back testing the top of the range currently. So we're in no man's land in terms of where price is going to go. If we bounce here and start to reverse back to the upside and start to get these closes above that 2.8 that we still haven't managed to get, things are going to get exciting. I just like this area here. So I'd say 2.860 is the close that we want to see for exciting price action for ETH. And then I think we'll start to see some of this open interest like start to close, as I've said. Price probably squeezes higher, close open interest, blah, blah, blah. We've talked about that. Not too much to report on anything else. The only thing is that I would say there's one chart that if we're going to nuke, God, that's a really bad phrase. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that in a literal sense. If we're going to drop in price, there's one chart that I've just had my eye on. Because what I look for is, right, if I think there is going to be some sort of catalyst going to bring us down, then I look at a derivative play or a beta play to really accentuate the percentages one way or another. So if we're going to short, if I was looking for a short position, let's say I think we're going to go down to that liquidity pool, I wouldn't short ETH because what's it going to come down, like 10% or 15%? I'd short like a ETH meme that's probably going to do 30 or 40% or something like that. That's the way that I look at things. And I could be wrong on these things. It just means you've got just stuff to look at, basically. This chart, Mudeng, looks terrible. Honestly, awful. Look at the state of this. Like, it's on its last leg of support. So if we do get that drop that takes us below this, yes, we could just sweep lows and continue higher. But if we do have a crash for like ETH 10-15%, I think mood then could come all the way back down to like 4-5 cent, which is from here. I'm not saying to do anything. It's 70% move down. Like, that thing looks awful. The only thing that's got going for it is that a lot of open interest has flushed out, and we've seen a lot of like short liquidations happening. But guys, I don't know. Like, it's one of the things I'll be looking at to short. If we start to like really drop off for ETH, if we start to like lose a bit of support, then if I was going to play a short position, I'd probably be at least looking at this. I don't know if it's. I haven't traded it. I don't know much about it. I think it's a meme. I'm pretty sure it's a meme on ETH. I just think the chart looks crap. Not right now because we're at support, which is where you should be buying, but just to monitor, if we start to lose these levels, it looks like free fall. That's one thing I'll be looking at, basically. Just a little bit of, as I always say, guys, like if I see something, I'll talk to you guys about it. Yeah, that's basically everything that I've got to tell you today. We've got really big positive news coming everywhere. We've got potentially the Genius Act, which has passed through the Senate and the House now, and it's just going to be signed off by law, as far as I'm aware, something like that. Still exciting. Watching that, watching the positivity come out of the trade deals, watching XRP or Apex, all positive. Are we going to have a short-term catalyst that's going to flush us, or are we just going to let everyone worry about that and then send it from here? Either way, I think zoom out 2 or 3 weeks and we're going to be in a significantly better position than we are now, probably heading towards all-time highs. That's my personal thoughts. Yes, I've been a bit early so far. I'm always a bit early, something you're going to notice about me, but I'm not normally directionally wrong. I do have contrary thoughts to a lot of people a lot of the time, but they are my thoughts. So just take them into your cocktail of understanding. You don't have to agree with everything I say. And if you do agree, then let me know. And if you don't agree, then also let me know. If you want to take any leverage trades, I also do have a promotion going on with WeX. They messaged me to say that anyone who deposits now is going to get an extra 20% on their deposits. Don't know exactly. I've been ill, so I haven't completely caught up. But I also think MEXC are doing the same thing. They're both doing. I'm doing promotions with both of them. I just have an affiliate account with both of those. So if you wanted to deposit on either MEXC or WeX, you get some sort of bonus on MEXC. I don't know what it is, but definitely on WeX it's 20%. And they're who I'm using at the minute. I like the WXT token, as I've said to you guys. I think WeX are really trying to expand, and if they succeed in their expansion, the price of their token would hopefully go up, and that's why I've got a decent bag of WXT, which is their exchange token. Whether it does anything or not, I don't flipping know. I'm basing it on the fact that I've seen other exchange tokens go up when they've done well, and we're actually trying to expand. So as much logic as I've got for that token, there's no more or less than that for you. Completely transparent, and I own some. So if you wanted to buy some, you can find it on WeX, which is obviously a link in my description. Please do sign up for my newsletter as well, guys. If you don't read the weekly newsletter, it's free. We've got 2,100 weekly readers, and it's like the most monumental achievement for me, that is, coming from like a lad who at school had to go to extra English lessons. My mum fortunately took me. I hated it at the time. I was awful at English, dyslexic, been awful at English my whole life. Scraped my GCSE English. Actually managed to get a B somehow in language and a C in literature, GCSEs. And now I have a weekly written newsletter that is the top 100 in the world for crypto, and has been top 10 in trending. It's a massive personal achievement, and just want to say thank you for everyone who reads that. But yeah, just life's wild, man. Enjoy it while you're here. Peace up. A-Town down, as Crypto Insight UK would say.